The main screen of the application looks like this. On the top, you can see three different types of users, and here is the login form. As far as on the website you have registered the facility account, not a specialist, from the very beginning choose I am a center and enter the login and password to launch the application. Here you can also choose the language. Now we have English, Polish, and Dutch, and start working. When it is the first launch, this screen will be blank, and the first thing you need to do is to add your therapist account to the program. To do that, you simply need to push the button Add Specialist and enter the email of a specialist you want to work within your facilities. It's very important that even if you are a self-employed therapist and you will be the one who will be working in the facility, you still need to have two different types of accounts for using two different. If you are administrator and you need to maybe delete some patients from here or add information about specialist, just go to the specialist card and you can edit it, like if you have some name, another name or some mistakes in, I don't know, email or something, you can go here and do any kind of corrections. So when you do corrections, you can just push the button save and everything will be safe. As a GDPR compliant company, we do not gather any kind of personal information from therapists as well as from patients who are working with our application. All those things are only needed for your comfort to be able to see all the specialists working in the center in the same place. So you can also add description and work experience, and in the end you will see clients that are already working with the specialist together with information on their disease, any additional information, and if the patient has already ended the course, you will see that he has been discharged from the hospital. The second thing in clinic account is list of clients. Here, administrator or manager or I don't know, office manager, depending on what policies do you have in your facility, who will be in charge for this type of account. You can see the list of clients the hospital has with the date of registration and discharge, with list of specialists who work with this patient, and if they are active or already stopped using your services. I want to add more about the specialists who are working with the patient. In some rehabilitation centers, there are several kind of different types of specialists who work with the same person. For example, if there is a neurological rehabilitation and a big hospital with a team, you can see here the list of specialists like neurologists, rehabilitation doctor, ergotherapist, speech therapists, and everything. So if you have a lot of doctors working with one patient, you will see here all of them. So let's move to the most important and interesting part, to the account of a therapist, to see what you can do with your patients and actually how the process will go on with digitized rehabilitation. In the center account, you only need to add specialists and can see the list of clients. So to do that, we just log out from the application and we're going back to the main screen. So after the therapist receives the invitation on his email, he downloads the application the same as we did before, and the specialist can put his email and his chosen password to enter the application. Of course, he has to choose I'm a specialist to go to the dashboard he needs, and he can as well choose another language if he is more comfortable about using the application in another language. So here is the list of clients on my screen the therapist has. When it's a new account, it will be blank as well. And if you want to start working with a new client or recent client, you have to add into the system. The situation is the same. So you put the email of your patient and he gets the invitation to the email. After he approves the invitation, the patient will appear in the list of patients. Let's go through patient card because it's the first thing actually we need to do when we are starting working with a new patient. This is how it looks like. When the patient confirms the invitation, you see everything blank here, and you will have edit the card. So you can choose a diagnosis from the list. The registration date is filled in automatically on the date when you have registered the client. But if you want to change it, you can also do it in the calendar. When the client is discharged and he ends his rehabilitation course and reaches the rehabilitation goal, we will be able to put the discharge date here. On the right, you will see the list of therapists who are working together with you with the same patient. Here we have only one for the example, but if you have a lot of them, some errors will appear and you can check who is also working with the patient. If you have a main therapist who is leading the rehabilitation process, you will be signed with a star. You can also add here age, height, weight, phone number, email to connect to your client, address, and gender. So again, we are not collecting those information. It's only needed for your comfort. You can also put the medical history here, and you can put the rehabilitation goal. When we have ended with the card, with filling all the pieces, we save changes, and we see it like this. After that, the first step is doing the examination and the first talk to the client. You can plan a call and do a call with this kind of button directly through the application. You can use those video calls for talking to patients and checking what their condition looks like. Together with video calls and consultation, we recommend also use testings for patients. So these are the list of examination tests you can choose from. You choose a test and you go through it together with your patient. And in the end, you get automatically calculated results that are also recorded directly to the program, and you can see them whenever you want. So you can see the results for this patient, and you can save to PDF directly from the program if you need it for some other stuff. After you check the patient condition, we propose to do the course of to create the course of exercises for home exercising, or probably you can also use this for exercises with the gym if you are already open after the corona. So recommending exercises looks like this. You need to push a button, add exercise, choose the exercise from the list, choose the appointment date, the finish date, and you can add some notes. After that, we have two different types of prescriptions. The first one is by duration. So you can specify how many minutes Does the patient have to do those exercises? Or the second one is by quantity of repetitions. You can put the quantity of repetition you are expecting your patient to do each day. After you confirm those exercise, it appears in the list, and you can double check by watching a video how this exercise has to be done. These videos also go directly to patients, so he will not feel confused about how to do exercises. After the course is created, you can send everything to the patient, and he will get the course and with a list of exercises to be done. The next stage is remote monitoring if the patient is doing those exercises. For that, we have to choose dynamics, and here we will see the progress of the patient in terms of quantity of repetitions for those exercises that are prescribed in quantity of repetitions or time during the training, whatever you have prescribed. Here we also have a filter, so you can choose the direct exercise and to see the progress on those exercises. It will be described in the form of the chart, so you will see information day by day. And you do not need to ask the patient about is he doing exercises or not. The important thing is patient history, because in this table, you can see everything that was done with the patient, starting from registration in the service, test completion, some kinds of notes if you have done during the interview or by your own, the exercise set which was prescribed by you or other specialists who are working with the patient, any completed tests and so on. Important thing, if you are working again together with another specialist, you will also see here additional information. So you may see the notes from the doctor or from the psychologist who is also working with the patient, and you can use it for your own needs. Soon we are going to add the chat functionality. So directly from the application, you will be able to answer quick questions without planning any kind of video calls with the patient. And of course, mainly this is everything about the patient card. You can also discharge patients if the course is ended, or edit some information if we need to do it anytime. Of course, about therapist account, you also need to know about that we have Ronnie the Raccoon here, and if you click on it, you can get hints about interface using, frequently asked questions, and support. So if you will have any kind of troubles with the program, you can always contact us or ask Ronnie, and you will get your answers. Here you will get the notification. Here you can search for the clients if you have a big list and you don't see them all on the screen. You can also filter to show only active clients, and you can also do the filter by name or by registration date. Everything is very simple and usable, I believe. Here you can see the settings. Also, it's important to know that there is a software manual, so you can always go there and see how to do each of the functions if you don't remember that, and you can sign out from the application. So we are going to sign out because I have to show you the client account, and we don't have a lot of time before the next webinar. That's why I will try to do it very fast. So we choose I'm a client. We put the login and password, choose the language, and go inside. So that is how the patient account looks like. It's a little bit different because it's more about to use it on the tablet and on big screens as therapists usually work. When you prescribe the course, it goes directly to my course tab, and the patient sees it like that. The list of exercises, the name, appointed, and description of the session. If patient is allowed to add some exercises by himself, he can also add exercise here added by me, so he can also do the exercise. To train, patient goes to training part. There are two types, as I already said, of training, called video lessons. So patient sees the name, the description, and the video how to do the application. So the video will be adapted to the quantity of repetitions you prescribe or to the time in the application. So if you need a patient to do those exercise 10 minutes in a row, the video will be lasting those quantity of minutes. So to train, like a video lessons, a patient pushes button to train and starts repeating the video lessons from the video. The second part, which is more interesting, is training with video games. I will show you a little video how it looks like. So the situation is almost the same because patient pushes train. After that, it says that you need to have a phone to track movements. Patient chooses the exercise which he wants to play for this game. And after that, he needs to scan the QR code. In this video, you will see how the patient can play video game using the smartphone as a sensor for tracking movement data. So in this part of the application, patient chooses the game. The software says it's needed to have a phone. Then we use the exercise we want to train from the list of prescribed exercises. The patient scans the QR code from the screen, and now he has to fix the smartphone on his affected part of the body. For now, it is elbow, and of course, if your patients have special smartphone cases, that's the best. But if not, they can fix it with any kind of thing they can find in their home. For example, our patient is fixing with his heart. After the phone is fixed, we need to do the calibration. It means that every patient has his own range of movement. And to adjust the difficulty of the game, we need to understand what kind of range of movement our patient has. That is why calibration is needed. After calibration is done, the game launches, and the patient will do commands in the game using the prescribed movement. This is quite a simple game, so everyone with even poor motor skills can start playing it without any problem. So as you see, the patient is flexing and extending his hand to make the raccoon jump. If he will have problems with his hand or with his leg or with his back, he can map any kind of exercise on raccoon jumping. In addition to those games you see, we also have several self-developed games, and also our solution can be used with other existing video games that were developed for PC. After the game is ended, the patient can see his achievements here in the left bar. choose the tab Achievements. On the upper part of the screen, you see like gamified achievements that motivate patients to do several exercises several days in a row, to try to exercise longer, to do different types of exercises during a day, and for all those stuff he receives stars and levels. At the lower part, we see the progress of this patient in terms of quantity of repetitions he has done each separate day, the time he has spent in the application during exercises, and both of those situations will be shown here on the picture. When it is a real patient, you will see like different dates down here and different points. The patient can also choose which kind of exercise he has already trained and see the situation. On this training, our test patient has only done one training, so there is only one point. And if a therapist decides to share information about patient progress according to examination test, it will also appear here in this tab. There's also a part called My Specialist, where you can see information about the specialist who is working with the patient. Here, each specialist can put information about his experience, diplomas, his specialties, and so on. Send the recommendations to the patient that will be displayed here, for example, special diet or any kind of other additional stuff. And soon we will have a chat with the therapist. It will work online and will be located here. These are actually the main settings of the patient dashboard. Here you can also see the notifications from the chat and the notifications about updates and different other things from the developer. Of course, there is one user Raccoon always ready to help, and the interface looks a little bit different, more easy probably, and more gamified, let's say. So thank you for listening. Please let me know if you have any further questions.